Good morning. I am just leaving Deep Creek Hot Springs and I've got a late start. It's like 8 a.m. I soaked in the hot springs this morning and so it took me a while to like really get going and packed up. It's so nice here that I didn't want to leave, but yeah, I guess 8 a.m. is an okay start. But unfortunately, this morning when I put my feet into the hot spring, one of my feet, touched like a rock and it was really sensitive, and then I, took my foot out and looked at it and I have a blister forming on the bottom of my foot. It'll be my first one on the trail so far. I guess I can't complain because I've been pretty lucky, but that sucks because it's like on the bottom of my foot, like the pad of my foot. So I'm wearing my sandals right now to hike out in just for a bit because my feet are super sandy and I can't get the sand off, and I don't want to put my socks on with sand in my feet because that'll really mess up my blister more. So I'm just rocking my Bedrock sandals. But yeah, I had a lot of fun at the hot springs. It's just really beautiful here. Really relaxing, really nice treat. But I cowboy camped again, and at I think it was around 4:50 a.m. if I remember correctly, we all got woken up by an earthquake. So I'm literally on the ground and it's shaking, just shaking and shaking. I don't know how strong it was, but maybe I'll check when I get service. But yeah, that was kind of freaky. And then there's a guy who kind of lives in this area. He's just camping out here. He was yelling, "Earthquake, earthquake!" And if no one woke up from the earthquake, they woke up from him yelling earthquake. But yeah, that was kind of freaky because I was kind of sleeping under a tree and I'm just on the ground and it's just literally shaking and vibrating. So hopefully it wasn't bigger and no damage was done elsewhere. But yeah, kind of an interesting night, or I guess it was morning. That was definitely a first for me. But oh, here's a nice little other hot spring. It's so hot, I can feel it from here. Oh yeah, I wonder if you can see the steam rising. It's so cool. So I'll be lucky if I get 20 miles in today. I'm super lethargic and it's already kind of warm. I mean, it's 8 a.m. and it's not very cool. So, going for 20, maybe 21 miles. There's a big campground, I think, there, but we'll see how I feel. Funny story though, from 2 nights ago that I never got to mention, but I feel like I have to because it was sort of traumatizing. I got into camp late, did some night hiking, and I had my headlamp on, but I had it on the red light setting. I'm sitting at this park bench or this park table trying to make dinner, and I see this thing coming kind of slowly towards my face. Bugs are attracted to the light, right? But this was not a bug. This was like its wingspan was the size of my palm, and it was basically the size of my whole hand because its body was this tall. And it's slowly coming at me, and I'm staring at it, and I'm starting to stand up from the bench, and I step away, and I'm kind of what is going on? And I realize it's still coming straight to my face, so I rip my headlamp off and I throw it because I don't want the light next to me. And this thing still comes and tries to land on my head, and it is a bat, you guys. A bat tried to land on my face, and I was quietly screaming because people were sleeping. I'm literally running around this table, flailing my arms, and it's hitting my face. That poor bat. But you guys, I needed to share because it was so traumatizing for me. It was just coming for my face, and it tried to land and perch itself on my head. So that was new. Another first for me. So I've got my shoes back on. The blister feels okay. I hope it doesn't peel or rip. Oh. I was told this is called the Rainbow Bridge. This is so cool. Look how cool this is. The trail's like right there, so I just was behind like in these mountains. And the trail's just cut through this mountain. You can't see it because it kind of goes in and out, but it's just the coolest thing that this trail is just like here. And then you walk around and it just is gonna like keep going and going in these mountains. Oh, there's a dam. Oh, damn. But you can see like it'll cut around and like I can see the trail right there. For the millionth time, thank you to every single person who has helped put this trail together. Whether it was like hands-on work or money, time, planning, anything. Like, thank you, because this is just the most incredible thing. I still can't get over it. I'm at mile like 312 and I'm like still blown away. So thank you to everybody who helped make this happen, because you're making me like the happiest woman on the planet. So I don't know the name of it, but this is some sort of dam. So this is actually the Mojave River Forks Dam. Thanks to my GPS for giving me that information. Off to find water. So a few of us were taking a break at one of the streams because there was shade and water, and some guy on a bicycle came up and started like talking to us and like warning us about rattlesnakes. A lot of us have already seen multiple today because it's pretty hot and they like to come out when it's hot and like sunbathe. But the guy was like telling us how somebody got bit on Saturday, like a few days ago, and died. Then he started telling us about a woman who got bit because one was in her house and she died. Then this football coach found all these babies and he got bit and died. And I mean, just going into all of these stories about that and like doing a lot of fear mongering, like you guys need to be careful, and like kind of like lecturing us. And I mean, it's good to like remind people. It's like a good reminder to look out for that kind of thing, but like fear mongering and like getting people hyped up and scared and is like maybe not the best tactic. Educating people is a good thing, but we all were like kind of staring at him like, okay, sir, we get it, and it's hot. We're looking out for them. We're trying to be as safe as possible, but like scaring people not to like be outside is not like, I think, the best tactic. But one thing that does make me nervous is sometimes the trail is very narrow and there's like a ton of bushes and like plants and things that line some of those really narrow parts of the trail. And that's what kind of makes me a little nervous, because you can barely see. It's like barely a foot wide, and like they like to hang out right like the snakes like to hang out right in like the edges of those bushes, and it's like you can't, like I said, you can't see. And I'm always just like, please don't let there be a snake. Please don't let there be a snake. That's like the only time I get kind of pretty nervous because I can't see. And it's like sometimes if you hear like rattling, you don't know which direction it's in. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I keep walking, if I'm getting closer to the rattlesnake, or if it was kind of behind me and it just heard me and it's just warning me, but I can like keep walking, you know? Oh, those are the little things that like just make my heart beat a little faster. On the same note, I haven't been hiking with my trekking poles the past like 2 days, really, but I got them out just so like, you know, since I am in a very high rattlesnake area and it's hot and they're out, I like to have my poles in my hands so I can, you know, if needed, kind of like defend myself, block myself with them, you know, make some noise while walking, creating vibrations, things like that, and, you know, just in case. So sometimes that's like a smart way to hike in these kinds of areas. You know, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. My favorite snack.
Ice. What is that?
Ice.
Oh, yeah.
This sweet gentleman brought us ice. And cold water.
I'm so sorry.
Some sweet woman gave me a banana and I dropped half of it on the ground and I'm still gonna eat it. Bye, skunk. Good luck. You're so brave. All right, we're all trying to head out. Oh boy. We're all just leaving our shade, going out into the 90-degree weather like dummies. But it is 3 o'clock and we have to hike at some point, so off we go. Do you guys just ever like sit and think about the good old days and those memories you cherish and you wish you could relive? Well, right now, mine is when I was sitting right under, whoa, that tree in the shade, not hot, not dripping sweat, and not up here on this ridgeline, just like melting away. Oh, the good old days, you know? When times were easy. Okay, for a little update. Yesterday I was talking about how I kept seeing this helicopter circle, like a search and rescue helicopter. And I was, you know, obviously worried that it was a hiker. Well, it turns out some of my trail family were like right there and actually have videos of the person getting rescued. But somebody fell and broke their leg. And so, yeah, they were rescuing a PCT hiker. So it's a bummer because that's end of trail for that person. But I'm just glad it wasn't like a life-threatening situation, you know. But man, it's, you know, it's kind of rough out here. You know, it's not just like easy little day hikes all the time. I mean, we're walking on sometimes very narrow paths on these ridges, and my feet have slipped off before. And then you look down and you're like, it is straight down. Or, you know, I've caught myself from falling many times, and you gotta be careful out here. That is for sure. Something extra coming off of him, unless there's like another lizard underneath him. want her. Just give her. Just kidding, you guys. That scared me. Interesting. All right, I have all my water filled up. It's 5:30 p.m. and I think I'm gonna try to go 10 more miles, which means I'll be doing, oh, big reptile, which means I'll be doing some night hiking by myself. We shall see. Come on. Oh, you're pooping. Sorry. Oh, you're really pooping. Okay, I get it. You just laid that turd. Okay. Frickin'. All right, so I didn't make it another 10 miles because there's like no camping and there's like a ton of roads I would have to pass and it was just really creepy. Do you hear that bird? So One-Liner and I are camped out in this like little, kind of like this like beachy area. So I have about 21 miles to McDonald's tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to wake up early and do that so I can take a long break in the day but still make it to McDonald's. So excited about that for sure. Diet Coke and ice cream is in my future.